Sag, say.
Animations. Hello and welcome to Blender Modeling with SAG, Episode 4. So far, we've made a wine glass, we've made a shot glass, and we've also made a couple of bottles. So far, we're on our way to making a full bar. For this episode, we're going to make a bottle display with a cabinet. I think it's going to turn out pretty well. I've got a pretty good idea. So let's get started. So here we have our handy dandy cube. And let's go ahead and X. Let's bring this up a bit. We're going to scale it on the Y axis. About, we'll say about there, I'll say. Okay. Now let's go into edit mode. Tab. Or just click edit up here. Let's grab our faces. And let's inset faces. Select our face and inset. Say about there. Scale on the Z axis, pull that down. About there. Okay. And now we want to create our shelves inside the cabinet. So we're going to go ahead and go here to loop cut. We're going to go probably about there. And we'll say our shelf is about that thick. We'll go down here. We'll say, here. And then that gives us our 3 shelves. And now, let's go ahead and select our faces here. And we're going to extrude them in. Go into our Y. We're going to go all the way through. And then we're going to pull it back just a little bit. It's our back wall. And then, up here, we're going to go ahead and grab our loop cut. And we're going to go ahead and cut this in half, and in half. And then we'll go here and we'll just go about there. And we'll go about there. Okay. Now, let's go here. We're going to select our faces. 5, go into our X. And now, we're going to extrude this up by 3. 1, 2, 3. That'll be our first shelf. And now, we'll go 1, we'll go 2, and we'll go a 3. There we go. Select that one. Let's go once again. 1, 2, 3. That makes 3. Get rid of that. And now we'll go back up. And then 1, 2, 3. There we go. And then that leaves our mirror in the back. So now we'll go ahead and we'll pull this up. We'll say about there, I'll say. There we go. There. Now we have our 3 shelves down below where you would have your various oddities, or your, what are they called, shot glasses and all that fun stuff for the bartender. And then up here you'd have your drink display, so all your bottles of vodka and gin and all those whatchamacallits, whoozy wats. And now let's go ahead and start doing some coloring. So let's go over to here to edit mode, or object rather. Down here, create our material. We want to do 1, 2, new, and new. And then here, we're going to call this the, what do we call it? Bottle display. And then here we'll go to our mirror. And then here we'll call this our cabinet. Now once again, we're just going to go very basic with our coloring and texturing. Later on down the road, maybe we'll get a more complex with the texturing, but for now, yeah, keep it simple. Let's go over here to our materials cabinet. Let's select a nice wood color. Say, yeah, about there. And now let's bring this down to be more like a, there we go. That looks, yeah, halfway decent. Bring our roughness down a little bit, make it shiny, polished wood. Yeah, I like the way that looks. Now, for our bottle display, go into edit mode, and we'll select our bottle display. Now we could make this more intricate. I've seen bottle displays that had little shelves with all kind of support beams and all this crazy stuff, but yeah, we'll keep it solid, like a solid block of wood. Something real simple. And we'll go here to assign to our bottle display. And then here we got our mirror. We'll assign our mirror. And now for the bottle display, let's make this a, we'll say black. Blackish gray maybe. Turn our roughness down a bit. Make it nice and shiny. And then for our mirror, we want that to turn all the way down. Nice and shiny. And we'll make this a bit like there. Turn our metallic all the way up. Make it nice and reflective. And now we just play with this a bit until we have our, yeah, nice and reflective. I like that. I like that a lot. This was a nice quick one. Nothing too complex. If you make it overcomplicated with doors and stuff, your bartenders, you're going to have trouble with it. It's going to take time to grab stuff. Easy access. That makes everything so much simpler. When you're working in the service industry, food service, beer, all that stuff, customers get impatient real quick. You want to make things as streamlined as possible. So we're going to go ahead and save this. So I'm going to go File, Save As, and I'm going to call this our bottle display. Save As. Okay. And now we're going to take a picture of our nice creation. So we're going to go into object mode, select our camera, and we're going to hit 0 on the numpad. We're going to go ahead and drag this little thing out here. And now we're going to position ourselves here. We want to rotate on the x-axis, give us a nice, Z, X. I'm going to drag this out just enough. Now, just close in just a wee bit. Over. We want it to be mostly centered. Okay. That looks decent. Let's go into our render mode. And we're going to go ahead here, and now we need to play around with our lighting. I am not a lighting expert at all. Lighting is not my specialty. But, yeah. Duplicate object. Y. Here. Duplicate object X. Bring this down to light up down here. Duplicate object Y. Over here. And now we're going to duplicate one more time on the x-axis. Bring the y-axis over. About there, we'll say. And I'm sure anyone who's actually really good with lighting is probably screaming at the screen right now saying, oh, you could do this, you could do that. I haven't learned it yet. All things in due time. I've been playing around Blender for a year now. I've gotten really good at making simple things. We'll make our more complex things later. I think in the next few episodes we'll put our bar together, and then maybe for our first really complex we'll put a car together, part by part. But for now, let's start out simple. If you're following along with me, by the end of this, maybe you'll be really good with this. It just takes practice and time. So let's go back 0 on the numpad. We can see. Now, I do wish that our mirror actually showed up. There's a way to make that happen, but I don't remember it. So, we're just gonna explore a little bit here. Oh, would help if we selected our object here. Let's go into mirror, and let's see, what does alpha do? Alpha. Okay, that did some stuff. Interesting. Alpha. Very interesting. What about our IQR? What does that do? Very interesting. Roughness, we already know. We've already done that. This is about transmission coat sheen. Honestly, let's go ahead and try to render. So let's go render image. I actually don't like that light. That light is obnoxious. Let's go 86 it. Delete. But now it's dark. So let's pull our light back. Render image. How does that look? That looks a little bit better. But, you know what would look even better? This is the fun part when it comes to texturing. You play around with stuff, experiment, make stuff look a little bit different. Let's go into edit mode, select our face here, and let's inset this. Make it look almost like it's a frame. Add on the z-axis, like so. And now let's go ahead and select our faces here, and let's assign these to our cabinet. There we go. Now we have like a frame around our mirror. And I like that quite a bit. Though this grainy I don't like. Let's go back. I did not like that. Play with our QR. Yeah. I suppose if we had something to actually look at, this would probably look better, but you know what? Let's call it. It's quit while we're ahead. Render image. that actually looks fairly decent. So let's go ahead here, image, save as, and we'll call that our bottle display, save image, and there we go. And we'll also save this later on once we have more objects actually made. Then I'll show you how to export all of these objects, and we'll put together our bar room, one piece at a time. Well, that concludes this episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.